Copacabana Beach is a breeding ground for the world's most skillful players, known for their rapid pace, their fast passes and their creativity. But this style hasn't always been a Brazilian style. In the 19th century, this style was being born in Scotland, more specifically, Glasgow.
There's a major contribution that Scotland makes into the global game, and it's simply called the short passing game. If you go back to the 1860s, early 1870s, and you look at association football as it starts to develop from London at that time, the style was quite different to the kind of team-based game that we know today. And it's the Scots, it's the engineers, it's the textile workers going all across the British Empire and further afield to places like South America that take the short passing game with them.
One of those men was Archie McLean. He was a textile worker in Paisley, playing for various Scottish teams, including Johnston and Ayr. It was in 1912, at the tender age of 18, that Archie emigrated to Brazil.
Archie was an extremely humble guy. Everybody liked him, nobody didn't like Archie. And he was a season ticket holder at St Mirren, and he introduced me to St Mirren. And it was only when we were at the game, only in the football ground when we were waiting for matches to start or half-time, these were the times he would tell me about his football career.
People like Archie McLean are synonymous with the short passing game. He probably took it for granted because that's the way everybody played football in Scotland, but when he arrives in Sao Paulo in 1912, he is a revelation. His style of game hadn't been seen before in that part of the world.
He said that Brazilians were playing very much a kick and rush kind of style, and so Archie introduced them to the idea of playing a short interpassing game.
He would have been unknown. He was just an engineer working for a textile factory, being transferred from Paisley, from J&P Coats and Paisley across to Sao Paulo. Within a few months of arriving, he's playing at the highest level in Sao Paulo, in Brazilian football in fact at that time. He's playing for the Sao Paulo state team.
It was here at the Fluminense Stadium that Archie played some of his biggest games for the Sao Paulo state team against the Rio state team. To put this into perspective, it's like Real Madrid versus Barcelona. It was a big deal. And it was at this stadium that Archie really made a name for himself.
Now, prior to there being a Brazilian national football team, the highest possible level in Brazilian football was to play at state level, and probably the most successful state at that time in football was Sao Paulo. McLean's playing for the best team in Brazil at that time.
His nickname was Viodinho, the little reindeer, and that's because he was very fast. And came from Scotland.
If you think about the way Brazilians play football, it's brilliant individual flair, but also the way they can quickly link together, quick lightning passes as they move the ball forward. Well, that style of game has been linked to McLean. He seems to be the first to play short passes on the run. He has an important contribution in how the playing style of Brazilian football would evolve.
This might be the closest Scotland gets to the World Cup this year, but we can all sit and enjoy the spectacle knowing that it wouldn't be the same without a working class boy from Paisley.